Hello and welcome to round 8 here at Grand Prix, Ottawa. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm joined by Pro Tour Hall of Famer Ben Stark. Format is Cons of Tarkir sealed deck here on day 1. Players are trying to get an X-2 record, 7-2, so they can advance and draft Cons of Tarkir.
These players aren't trying to get a 7-2 record.
Well, these guys already have it. They are 7-0. It's reigning world champion Shahar Shenhar and Pro Tour top 8 competitor Matthew Costa. And Matthew Costa plays Trail of Mystery.
A great turn 2 play. Not always the best in the late game, but pretty exciting if you can start with that right away.
I am happy.
And Shahar's deck looked fine, but it didn't look that impressive.
Right.
We went in on him last round a lot. He was the secondary feature match, and he won, but his opponent's deck didn't look that good, and he had some good draws. But, we've seen a lot better decks than Shahar's at 7-0.
Shahar plays a Mardu Horde Chief without a Horde.
Yeah.
Just no rage. He doesn't get a token. And then Matthew Costa plays essentially, every morph he plays is essentially a Borderland Ranger right now.
Right.
And he gets to go get a basic land, which he does, put it in his hand.
I mean, we didn't see all of Shahar's cards, so it's possible he has some stronger stuff that he just didn't draw last round. But I will be impressed if Shahar can finish this day 8-1 or better, because I've seen better sealeds. When you're this deep in the day, like his sealed's okay, but when you're this deep in the day, people have some powerful stuff.
Matt's playing 4 colors. It looks like doesn't look like he's playing any red, or if he's playing red, he has a couple. He's playing 5 color. He has a couple of non-basics giving him red. But no mountain to search for.
I like that. It's hard to actually play 5 where you have 5 colors of basics and have mana work, but you can often free splash your 5th, because that means any duel you got of that color you can play because you're the other 4. So it's pretty easy to have 2 to 3 sources of a 5th color.
He's oh, look at this.
Hello everyone, we're still
wow, Radiclaw Mystic.
Cool.
Booster drafts and 8
so,
I wonder what he's doing. I guess he's got 3, 4, 5, so if he plays a land, he'll have 6 mana.
Yeah, he can make
so he's going to make 2
6
morphs
mana
maybe.
on turn 4 with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I like it. Right, because you get the 3 mana when you unmorph the Radiclaw Mystic, and then you can tap it.
As long as you can use the extra mana, you almost always unmorph it right away because it taps dead mana anyway, like you said. You'd have to be waiting for something pretty special to wait for the 1 mana bonus the turn you unmorph it.
And there we go. Huh. 2 morphs, 2 basic lands. Pretty sweet.
And this is one thing you see with Trail of Mystery. It's a lot of excess lands if you can't use them. In Matt's hand, it's really good because we see he doesn't have that many lands in his hand, and he has a dead drop, so he is going to be able to use all this mana.
Right.
But, this is one of the things with the card that, a card is really good, it's shining amazingly right now, but those are just lands. It's not like it's secret plans and he's drawing card after card or something like that. On the other hand, he's ahead, and it's going to be really hard for Shahar to block because of the bonus when you unmorph with Trail of Mystery. So I think the Trail is going to be really good this game.
Shahar's hand must be very unexciting. He
just drew 2 cards.
Essentially cycles his Abzan Charm.
Yeah. Makes me believe that maybe he has an end hostilities in his deck or something that he's looking to find.
He does not.
I wonder why he's cycling it here, as opposed to
I guess
the
his hand is
counters.
just maybe his hand's just land heavy.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Dune Blast either. Yeah, maybe his hand's just land heavy and he needs to draw 2 spells off it. I don't know.
So debilitating injury takes down one of the morphs. We see that it was Misfire Weaver. A good get.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a weird cycle by Shahar. Usually, you'd only cycle it if you have no more lands and you have powerful, expensive cards, so you want to hit lands, or if you have Wrath effects and you just don't want to put things in play or kill things in play. Because,
it looks like he just has lands.
Yeah, but, with the ability to remove a big creature or to make your guy bigger, why do you want to cycle it, basically, Draw 2 if you don't need lands, I don't know. It's barely drawing more than 1 spell.
Oh, my gosh.
And look, he could exile that with Absent Charm, right?
Oh, my gosh, it's a Hooded Hydra.
Not that he should have known that Matt was going to unmorph a foil Hooded Hydra, but that's a reason not to cycle your Abzan Charm.
Nice array of 3 rares in play there for Matt Costa.
Yeah.
Wow. He has Murderous Cut, but that is not great.
Nope. I mean, they're just 1/1s.
Yeah, but there's 5 of them.
There's 5 of them.
Right, gets counters. It gets 5 counters when you unmorph it, and then when it dies, you get a 1/1 snake for each.
Hooded Hydra's another one of those top rares on the side. It's incredible.
Oh, there's a High Sentinels ration for Shahar. Also one of you agree that that's also one of those cards?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's hard to think of all of them off the top of your head, but when you're talking top 10 in the set, there's the Hooded Hydra, there's Dune Blast, in sealed and hostilities, not so much in draft. Wingmate Rock, Sarkin, High Sentinels, Crater Claws, Siege Rhino.
Yep. Another morph for Matt. So it looks like he's. I wonder how many morphs he has in his deck.
Wonder how many basic lands he has left in his deck.
Well, he starts 11.
One morph I really like with Trail of Mystery is Abomination of Gadul, because then you can start cycling all those extra lands into spells. It's pretty nice. I know why you're laughing. I just looked over the deck list. That's crazy.
There. You've heard of too many cooks. How about too many hoods?
I don't think you could ever have too many Hooded Hydras.
Okay, bit of revelation from Shahar.
If you guys didn't pick up on that, it looks like Matt has 2 Hooded Hydras in his deck, not just 1. I'll be impressed if the other one's foil too, though. Imagine if you opened them both in the same pack.
Yeah. Oh, he also has a Siege Rhino, just because.
Yeah, this is the kind of deck I'm used to seeing at 7-0. Matt Costa deck looks incredible.
His deck is just ridiculous.
Rattleclaw Mystic, Trail of Mystery, Siege Rhino, Hooded Hydra, Hooded Hydra.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 5 of your 22 or 23 spells right there. Shahar's deck, on the other hand, this is the kind of deck I'm used to seeing go 7-2 if a good player like Shahar plays it. I mean, maybe 1 rare, maybe 2, a lot of mediocre cards, fine mana, fine stuff, nothing exciting,
Also a couple of Mystic of the Hidden Ways for Matt.
Yeah. You think that second morph is a Hooded Hydra also?
I think I'm going to say it's a Mystic of the Hidden Way.
Yeah, because that's what you're thinking is, do you flip it first or do you attack and flip it? If it was a Hooded Hydra, you'd probably just attack. You wouldn't have to think that much. I guess he's thinking about whether or not to alpha. He has a bunch of guys.
Yeah. There is an Abomination in
Matt's pool as well.
In Matt's pool, yeah.
He's got the other Hooded Hydra in hand, it looks like. I think he's just going to cast it for 1 million mana. Why not? This is really weird. He just stopped mid-casting it. Shahar's tapped out. Oh, no, he's dead dropping.
Oh, wow.
Matt Costa not really playing fair here. He does have the second Hooded Hydra, though.
So, loses Wooly Loxodon, which was face down.
Not that, Matt's realistic to lose this game, but I don't actually think I like that as opposed to just morphing the Hooded Hydra. Because if Shahar has a Wrath effect, you'd much rather put the Hooded Hydra in play. You can unmorph it, get a bunch of tokens, and keep the dead drop for post-Wrath. And if Shahar doesn't have a Wrath effect, he's not going to win this game.
Right. Wow, I love Matt's deck.
Yeah, Matt's deck's incredible. I will not be surprised if Matt goes 9-0 today. It's kind of unfair when a good player might have the best deck in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, and just lots of good mana fixing, a Nomad Outpost, an Opulent Palace, Rugged Highlands, Scoured Barrens, 3 Tranquil Coves.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. His hand is pretty much all land now, so I'm not really sure why he wanted to dead drop there before casting the second Hooded Hydra, especially with the Hooded Hydra being better versus Wrath. I mean, he's Hydraing for 1 or 2 more, but I mean that seems unnecessary.
Hydra for 7.
Yeah. I mean, Matt's in a commanding position either way. But yeah, if that's me, I would have Hydra'd the previous turn and then dead drop now or whatever. You have a shot if you trade with one of those small guys in combat on an alpha or something, then you dead drop away the high sentinels.
Right.
Either way, though, Matt's in a commanding position. I mean, both players mostly have lands now, and Matt has a lot more things in play than Shahar.
Krumar Bondkin.
Matt casts a mythic rare, Shahar casts a common.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Matt's flooded in the sense that, because he's gotten extra, you know, he's gotten extra cards out of his deck off of his morphs.
Right. He's only flooded because he searched for 5 lands with all those Trail of Mystery.
Yeah, he's just not hellbent.
Right.
And then we're just at the point where you're just going to just jam the guys.
I mean, you're definitely going to make an attack, I think. Well, maybe you could wait one turn. I don't know. See, it's weird, because once you start getting in positions like this, you have to start asking yourself, how do I lose? But Matt's not actually up that much. Like, Shahar could potentially steal a win if Matt doesn't trade and things like that.
Decides to only send in the 7/7.
Right. I mean, obviously that was going to attack. An alpha would have done 4 more damage, putting Shahar to 1, but resulted in Matt losing his 2/2/1s. I mean, it seems fine because Shahar would be at 1, but I mean, you'd also have no blockers then. Matt's at 18. Yeah, I could get behind either play. I don't think it's a big deal.
By the way, Hooded Hydra now has first strike.
It's crucial.
Or it always had first strike, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really see ways that Matt can lose this game. And from Matt's perspective, all you're thinking about whether or not you're going to alpha or hold guys back or what is how could I lose. So, I mean, it's probably right to do what he did and hold guys back.
I assume you just Shahar, just draw a land here. It's just going to...
Yeah, this is over. Since he's playing all the Wrath colors, the only real question is, do you concede? Because that kind of gives away that you don't have Wraths if you could live another turn.
Right.
But the thing is with a Hooded Hydra anyway, Wrath's not even that effective. End Hostilities and Dune Blast are good, but the Hydra will just make 7/1/1s.
Right. Right. You need Running Wrath. You need Wrath and Death Frenzy.
Yeah. Wrath into Death Frenzy. End Hostilities into Death Frenzy would be pretty good. Actually, just Death Frenzy would have been okay.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't be great, but it would be okay for Shahar. I don't know if he has that. Does he even have that? Yeah, no, wait. This is Shahar's. He has it. He's not playing it. Maybe he'll board it in.
Almost certainly going to board it in, right?
Yeah. I don't know how many of Shahar's guys have 2 toughness, but that's a card I like a lot. I very rarely don't start Death Frenzy in a green black deck.
Me too.
Absent guys are big. You don't make tokens. I don't know. It's just a card I like to start.
And you just have a lot of opportunities where, you get to play things like, Long Shot Squad or just like slower cards, and your opponent plays, out a couple of morphs. And
right. The card isn't face up. It's not that hard to not morph, play your Long Shot Squad, and then Death Frenzy for 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah. All right, now we're at the everybody's coming in phase.
Yeah, well. Now we're in the right-click concede phase.
Yeah. Wow. Matt Costa. Whew.
Yeah. I mean, that really wasn't that much of a game, but, it's kind of interesting. I mean, there was some choices. I really didn't like that Abzin charm by Shahar, and that wasn't because I knew he had Hooded Hydras.
We didn't know it. We didn't know at that point.
The only time I ever like firing that off for 2 cards there like that early in a game is if you need lands, basically. If your hand is just loaded with monsters and great spells and you don't have any more lands.
And he was in the opposite situation. He was all lands.
So you really don't need to, why are you playing that to draw 2 cards when, one of them on average is going to be a land or, 0.7 of one or whatever.
Right.
So you're just cycling your Abzin charm into a different spell, basically.
Right.
And Abzin charm's a good spell. You can block and give your guy +2/+2, and the 2/+2 blue 2 sticks around.
And it's exile, right?
Yeah, and it's exile, so it takes care of Hooded Hydra. I mean, not that he had any reason to keep it for Hooded Hydra. You don't assume your opponent's going to have that mythic, but you assume your opponent is going to have some big cards, some big rares, and it can exile any of them, 3 power or more. So it deals with almost all the bombs in the format. It's not a play I really like.
All right. So we're looking at Owen Turtenwald, former Player of the Year, playing against Pro Tour champion Brock Parker of the Rockefellers.
Yeah, I remember that.
One of the great team names.
And that's when Kai's team finally went down.
Yeah.
Phoenix Foundation, right? They won 2 Pro Tours in a row before that, and they lost in the top 4 of that one, I think.
Yeah.
Incredible. incredible run by them. I've always thought Team Roch was one of the most skill-intensive formats in Magic.
Well, since it's the only format I've ever won money in on the Pro Tour, I will wholeheartedly agree with you.
Well, it's just a format where you saw the same best people doing well over and over and over again, you know.
Is that a Sidisi's pet that just got, or is that, I can't tell if that's Sidisi's pet or Grim Harris pet.
I think there's a CDC's pet in play
Yeah.
on the end.
How did Owen's deck look to you?
Very good. He's got the Necropolis Fiend and Sarkhan, two rares I really like.
Okay.
You know, he's 3 colors, he's got lands, he's got some removal.
Did I see a Crater's Claw? A Crater Claw is also?
Oh yeah, he has Critter's Claws too. Yeah, Owen's deck's really good. Brock's deck doesn't look amazing for what we see so far, but he has a good board right now, so it's a good game.
Where do you have Necropolis Fiend? That's a card that, you know, it feels like it's obviously very good, but it feels like it should be better than it is
In Sealed,
in terms of controlling the board.
yeah, I mean, in Sealed, I think it's very, very good. It's, you know, a sloppier format that goes longer. It's a little tough to kill. You know, if it kills a guy or two before it dies, that's a pretty big effect. I agree that when people play it, they seem to feel like if they untap with all their opponent's creatures should be dead, and that's not what it does.
Right.
But
right.
nothing does that, you know?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to untap with a card and then all your opponent's creatures are dead. And I mean, it can race very well. It's a 4-power flyer. If you need it on D, it can block and shrink guys too. It's not like it does them damage, it shrinks them. So it makes it hard for your opponent to attack into it.
Right.
So I mean, it's a pretty good card. I'd rate it quite highly. In draft, I like it a little less.
And then you see it whittling down. He was able to, you know, Owen was able to just, for one, take down a Mardu Skull Hunter.
Yeah.
At the end of Brock's turn. By the way, Brock has a big tree in the middle of his board. That's a Kin Tree Invocation token, I'm assuming, with the 8 counters on it. You know, not counters, I should say, but it's,
Right, it's
8,
an 8/8.
representing that it's an
Mastodon.
8/8. Yeah.
And the Salt Road Patrol looks like it's up to about the same size, a 7/10 or so.
It's a 7/10 at the moment. So there is a lot of top. The Necropolis Fiend has a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Like, Necropolis Fiend looks outmatched, but, I mean, it's outmatched by an 8/8 and a 7/10. It's not...
Yeah.
You're
8,
not-
16,
Yeah.
26, 30 power over there.
I mean, give the man a
30
break.
toughness, I should say.
Give him a break. What is he supposed to do? He's good at killing little creatures, but, you know, I mean, when your opponent's on a 7/10 and an 8/8, Necropolis Fiend can't stop everything.
It's 15 for Owen to 11 for Brock. And it's so weird. You have an 8, you know, an 8 and a 7, and you can't even get in.
No. Brock, oh, wow.
Well, maybe
Wow.
that's going to change.
Yeah. Oh, well, my guy's leaving. I guess I'll kill your pet. This isn't good for Owen, though. If he doesn't have anything, he's only got 7 power in play, so he can't really stop either of Brock's monsters.
Right, you can gain a little life on the way out. Mastodon holds the gate, holds the fort pretty admirably.
Yeah.
So Mardu Horde Chief just kind of jumps in the way of the 8/8.
Mardu Horde Chief is not for this part of the game.
Yeah.
The grown-ups are talking now.
Oh, wait, there's a Sarkhan, though. And does that do anything for him?
Is Brock at 4?
No.
Then probably not. If you double the amount of damage Sarkhan does, it could take out the 8/8.
You can make can I pay in installments?
Yeah. I don't even know if Owen wants to show him Sarkhan if Brock doesn't know he has it. It's probably what Owen's thinking about right now, since he doesn't have that many plays available. He could, like, attack. It's probably going to get blocked. He could Sarkhan away the Mastodon post-combat, but, I mean, I don't even know if he survives. He gains 5. I don't really know the life totals, but I can't...
It's 8 for Owen to 11 for Brock.
I can't really construe a game that Owen could win here. Like, if Brock doesn't know I have Sarkhan, I probably wouldn't even play it.
All right, well, Owen is going to play it.
I mean, it's certainly not wrong. He may have outs, or Brock may also just know he has Sarkhan already. They're friends.
Yeah. All right, but we were peeking in. Our main match is here between Shahar, Shenhar, and Matt Costa. And Ruthless Ripper gets played face up here on turn 2.
Yeah, and usually if you have stuff to do on turn 3 and 4, you'll face up that guy.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you'll wait.
The classic matchup of the Ruthless Ripper versus the Archer's Parapet.
Well, the Parapet can't block the Ruthless Ripper.
Yeah.
They can both deal 1.
Clocks on both sides. We would be shocked if there wasn't a morph in Shahar's hand here, having played the Ripper face up last turn. Okay. A morph for Costa.
Matt with a little bit more of a fair draw so far. No turn 2 trail at least to get things going. Still looks like his hand is pretty good. Is that
his own Obzon Charm?
Yeah, and the blue card might have been Treasure
It
Cruise.
was Treasure Cruise.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good hand. Mount a little defense, kill something, draw 3 cards. My kind of Magic. I wonder what his morph is. It's so interesting because it could be a Hooded Hydra. Of course, he's got plenty of other morphs too.
Yeah, well, some of which are also Hooded Hydra.
Yeah. We'll get a little bit of a glimpse because if he doesn't attack with it here, it's got to be a Hooded Hydra, I think. Because, I mean, you're not worried about him kill-shotting a normal morph. Like, if that's even Woolly Loxodon, you have no reason to think Shahar has kill-shot. I don't even think he saw it last game. You just send your Woolly Loxodon because who cares? If it's Hooded Hydra, you're not attacking.
Right. And Archer's Parapet just kind of like lets the morph bounce off it. He takes 1 from the Ripper. He has Death Touch. He doesn't want to block it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess big creatures aren't that valuable necessarily, but if it's something valuable, like if it's a Abomination of Good Duel, I could also see not sending that because Matt has a pretty land-heavy hand and looking to play a long game.
Mardu Horde Chief looking a little better this game, post-combat.
Yeah. Just most big creatures with a Ruthless Ripper in play aren't absurdly valuable or anything.
Right. Plenty of land, plenty of land for Costa to maneuver. I see an island.
Yeah, he can't actually cast the Absent Charm right now. So, I mean, he doesn't have a ton to do. I think that even if that's Hooded Hydra, you probably just pass the turn. He's looking to go long here. Shahar, on the other hand, is not looking to go long, so he's attacking.
He is in attack mode.
And Shahar's in good shape, right?
Sends everybody but the warrior token.
Shahar has the Absent Charm, so even if it is Hooded Hydra, he can just get rid of it and not even give Matt the 1/1s. So Shahar's in pretty good shape here, I think. He'll probably just pass here. It would be absurd to give his guy +2/+2. Matt passes also, so let's see what the morph trade-off was.
It was Rattleclaw Mystic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't attack with it that 1 turn. It wasn't going to block, and he wouldn't have minded if it got kill-shotted. It's just a Rattleclaw Mystic. But, maybe, you're setting up a bluff or something. You're making Matt, maybe you're thinking making Shahar think this is an important morph.
Right.
I mean, the 2 damage was certainly not of much importance considering Matt has Treasure Cruise and is looking to play a long game.
So he sets adrift the morph. Just pays full price.
Just buying time here.
It's Woolly Loxodon.
This is almost like a reverse time walk. Matt's just gonna take 2 damage and then they're gonna be in the same spot. But that's okay for Matt because he couldn't have expected more out of Set Adrift when he was on the defensive.
Right.
And he's putting a card in his yard for Treasure Cruise. He's making a land draw.
And he also knew that Shahar had missed a land draw.
Right.
So
that's not really what you're hoping for when you put Set Adrift in your deck, but it's the best he's probably gonna get out of Set Adrift in this spot.
You want to sign up for the Super Sunday Series?
I was about to comment I would have probably faced up that guy. Oh no, he could now. He has green, white, and black. Yeah, I don't know about morphing that guy here. I mean, I know that he has an Absent Charm he can cast, so that's probably why he did it. But, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of cards that take it out now, like Debilitating Injury maybe. Well, he can Absent Charm it, but I don't know. I just feel like in general in this kind of a position, you really want to just tap your 6 and face up that guy.
Right.
You still have the Absent Charm for later. You're not going to block him +2/+2 with Absent Charm and get blown out by everything, so I'm not really sure why he morphed it here.
Right. Shahar just keeps pecking away. That Ruthless Ripper is doing its work.
I mean, I guess he gets some surprise value next turn when he can maybe unmorph it, but he can't. Can't unmorph it and Abzin Charm, I doubt, because his mana's not that perfect. Right. I don't know. I really like face-upping that guy on the last turn. That was Abzin Guide, right, that he morphed?
Yes.
Yeah, I really like face-upping that guy in the last turn. I'm not really sure why he morphed it.
Looks like we might see a Siege Rhino here.
Yeah, well, you know, Matt's got some spare ammunition. He certainly doesn't need the most out of every card. Shahar's like, great, I have the removal, but you still get to swing the game by 3 points. Just what I like to see.
Okay.
Interesting, Shahar doesn't smite it. That was also kind of unexpected.
His hand is just all, is that smite or kill shot?
He has smite and kill shot, I believe.
Is both?
Yeah.
And Murderous Cut and Abzan Charm?
Yeah, and I don't know why he didn't smite the Siege Rhino. I mean, he gets an attack if he does. He can send the 2/2, the 2/3, and the Ripper. He's dealing damage. I don't think you're looking for better than the 4/5 to smite. Smite's not great against Hooded Hydra, and he's got the charm for that anyway. I don't know. I mean, these guys know what they're doing, and they know their decks, so, you know, it's possible that, you know, they know things about their deck that make these plays right that I'm missing, you know. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I definitely smited under the turn there. I don't know what you're really hoping for out of smite. Dealing a couple points of damage and killing the 4/5.
Right, so yeah, Siege Rhino just ended up eating the Ruthless Ripper.
Right.
Tuskguard Captain comes down.
Another good card in sealed because it grows, so it's always relevant, basically.
And it always trumps their first morph on turn 3. There's enough mana to unmorph his Abzan Guide.
It's weird because, like, Shahar's hand is all removal, so he kind of wants to smite it, but also, like, he doesn't necessarily need to smite it. I don't know what Shahar's morph is. Oh, it's Woolly Loxodon, right?
Right.
It's interesting. Probably wouldn't smite it now. Maybe.
Literally holding 5 removal spells.
Yeah, well, part of why I liked smiting the Siege Rhino was because it has trample, so it doesn't interact as favorably against the Ruthless Ripper as, say, the Abzin Guide. You know, you'd rather just trade with that, potentially. Also, because he was going to have a profitable attack on the following turn if he ended turn smited the Siege Rhino. Like, now you can just kill shot this attacker.
Right.
Maybe, well, you can't really double block to try and provoke anything because we know it's a Woolly Loxodon. You could even if it was a Loxodon and your opponent didn't know it, because it would be a pretty bad trade for them potentially with your random morph that you're throwing in front of it. You might bait something out and get a nice 2-for-1, but in this case, I'm pretty sure Matt would just be happy to trade with the Loxodon.
And here goes the Treasure Cruise. 3 new cards for Matt. Looks like one of them is a Mystic of the Hidden Way. Outlasts the Captain.
Yeah, and Matt's got plenty of life, so I mean, he doesn't have to be that afraid of Shahar drawing a land, so you might as well just morph your Mystic here.
Right, well, that's what he does.
No need to keep Abzin Charm open. If Shahar draws the land and you have to take 1 hit from the Loxodon, that's okay.
Silva and Scott McMeekin, please report to the main event stage at this time. Once again, Magic players, with Edgar Silva and Scott McMeekin, please report
Murderous
to the main
Cut.
event stage at this time.
Takes down the freshly cast morph. It's the Mystic. There's the Death Frenzy. He did bring it in.
Yeah,
it doesn't look so good here.
No, it's weird because Shahar's kind of the control deck. Matt's kind of the control deck right now, so the Death Frenzy's horrible. But on the other hand, it deals with all the Hydra tokens, and you have to be able to do that because Shahar's a lot of spot removal, but not very much exile.
Right.
So I mean, I definitely bring it in if I was Shahar. It's unfortunate that it's not good right now, but everything doesn't always line up perfectly.
Right. I mean, he would love to see Matt just tap out, play a Hooded Hydra.
I don't know about love to see, but he would be able to answer it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still has to use a kill spell on a turn, and then the Death Frenzy, killing even his own guy at the moment or whatever. It wouldn't really be great, but yeah, he can answer it, which is nice. Matt's starting to actually run low on gas here. He's a little flooded, so I mean, he's going to save this with the Abzin Charm. It's kind of a no-brainer for him here because his hand is just an Abzin Charm and land. He can't let his last real creature die. Another thing I like to emphasize is thinking in batches. Matt should know whether he's going to Abzan Charm that or not if it gets throttled before this happens. He shouldn't have to be deep in the tank right now telling Shahar that, hey, I've got something
if you
to
look
save
over at your Abzan opponent and they have 4 untapped mana,
right.
you're just assuming...
You think into their turn, because like if they leave all their mana up, you think, okay, what instance are they likely to play on my turn? Throttle should come to mind, Smite the Monstrous, you know, Abzan Charm. And you think, okay, if he plays Throttle, am I going to save my guy? If he plays Abzan, Charm, or Smite, I can't do anything to save my guy. Am I still going to level up my guy knowing that puts in Smite range? Yes, okay. And then you go and take your turn. You always want to plan through like at least one turn, you know? Some of the great Magic players, you know, the best of all time, maybe plan through like 3-4 turns, I don't know. Sure. I personally usually only think through about 1 turn cycle in advance, but you always want to be around a turn in advance of all the likely things. You don't want to think at each exact point that each decision comes up.
He's going to let it die.
I don't like this play either. I mean, maybe he feels like he can ambush the Woolly Loxodon if Shahar doesn't draw a land. You know, he could block it with the parapet and put the +2/+2 counters on it. But one, Shahar probably knows he has something now because I don't think he thinks he's acting when he thought for that long.
Right.
Even if you're going to disregard that, I just feel like you're keeping a much better, bigger creature in play. You know, the guy would have already been a 6/7 after growing once and then getting +2/+2 from Charm. Right. I see no reason to not Charm there. I don't see why what you're saving Charm for. So
Parapet blocks the morph, he doesn't put any counters on it.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing really. I mean, I guess he can exile the Woolly Loxodon, but I mean, if he had put the 2 counters on there, he might get blown out if Shahar has something, but is he really trying to beat more things anyway at this point? And it would have ate the Loxodon already, and it would be a much better blocker in play.
He's just going to play his own Loxodon here, face up.
Yeah, but he just drew that, right? He wasn't counting that. Yeah,
no, he just
I really don't like what Matt's done with this Abzan Charm. I mean, I would have used it first to save my guy there from the throttle. If I didn't do that, I would definitely block with the parapet and put the 2 counters on the parapet there and eat the morph, the Woolly Loxodon. But, you know, like I said, they know their deck. I'm sure he's got reasons. You know, even if my play is definitely right, which I'm not saying it is, but even if it is right, I'm sure he's got reasons, you know.
So Smite takes down the Loxodon. And everybody comes in.
Yeah. It feels like now he's just going to make the same play, the +2/+2 counters.
So, and that's exactly what he does. Abzan Charm puts 2 counters on the Archer's parapet. Becomes a 2/8 and blocks the morph, which he believes to be the Woolly Loxodon.
Yeah, I think it almost has to be because I think the other morph came down way later. It's not like impossible, but it's improbable, I would say, that it was a different morph.
So Shahar shows Death Frenzy, reveals Death Frenzy to flip the Teamer Charger.
Yeah, I like that play by Shahar.
Gets in for an extra point of damage that way.
Yeah, I like the play by Shahar. You can't expect Trample to do that much more later. You want to get in every point of damage you can. This game could definitely come down to Xaxes on an alpha or something. It's not to underrate 1 point of damage, you know?
Right.
Does Shahar still have that Abzan Charm, or did he use it?
No, he's still got it. He's been sitting on it.
And he's got a War Behemoth?
Yep. Plays War Behemoth, says go.
4, 2 blockers, no, it's only 1, yeah. And that's the right play by Shahar, he's 1 point short. If Matt was at 6, he should send all 3 guys, because then he can Abzan Charm the Charger when it gets blocked, deal 3, and morph the War Behemoth, and then he would have lethal even through a second blocker by Matt. But at 7, that doesn't work. Because if Matt blocks the 2 bigger guys, he'll only take 3 and go to 1 on the following turn. So that was the right play by Shahar.
So Arc Lightning for Matt Costa. Also some good uncommons in his deck.
Sure. And
takes out the Mardu Horde Chief.
Now Shahar's in a position to make the play he wasn't in a position to make last turn. He should attack with all 3 guys, I think. He can just attack with all 3, put the 2 counters on the Temur Charger after it gets blocked, I think, and put Matt to 3. And then it forces Matt to draw an answer or he loses.
He just says go.
He's being patient. I mean, you know Matt doesn't have anything, and so if you're up the Abzan Charm, you can take care of like a Hydra or something that Matt might draw. So I don't think this play is horrible by any means, but you know Matt doesn't have anything. He's not like sandbagging a monster here or whatever. So I mean, you put him on a 1-turn clock if you attack and use the charm like that. So I don't know. I mean, if I was Shahar, I would have done that, but
And he's passes, and meanwhile, that Archer's Parapet has been tick, 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 tick.
Well, yeah, I don't know if Shahar's that worried about that. He's still at 9, and but I am worried about just giving Matt time. I mean, I feel like when your opponent has nothing like that, you don't really want to play around. They might top deck a big creature when you can just win the game if they brick one turn. If Matt draws a land, the game was over. If he just made the Absent Charm, the Alpha Absent Charm the Charger. So I mean. I don't know.
So Shahar passes the turn. Archer's Parapet does another point of damage. Mystic of the Hidden Way unmorphs. Shahar's down to 5.
Yeah.
And there's another Willie Loxton coming to the party.
Bitter Revelation. This could get fun.
There's the attack. So Morph gets in the way of War Behemoth.
Yeah, he's gonna the Loxodon. He's probably gonna get Absent Charmed, but I mean this is not great for Shahar here, like at all.
No. He has to deal with the Mystic.
Yeah, I don't even know how much I like this attack compared to just main phase Bitter Revelation. If he drew that, I think he did, right?
Well, I guess he charms the Loxodon.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Even if he Bitter Revelation, he would still have to deal with the Mystic or lose. But I mean,
I guess he's going to Death Frenzy here because he has to kill.
Oh, okay. No, Shahar's right here. This is a better play. Yeah, you can always Bitter Revelation next turn. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not a great Death Frenzy, but but this was the right play this turn.
Gains a little life. Loses a point of it back to the Archer's Parapet. And here comes Hooded Hydra.
Yeah, but he still got the Absent? No, he used the Absent Charm. Yeah, so now Shahar is pretty much done with, I guess.
I like this. He's like, I'm going to put 10 counters on it and leave 2 mana open to activate Archer's Parapet.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels like a game maybe Shahar could have been more aggressive over those earlier turns. Okay. Not last turn. Last turn I don't think he could have won pretty much no matter what he did.
Right. Shahar goes.
Well, did he get is that Rakasha Death Dealer? That might keep him around a little bit. It can at least block the Hooded Hydra if that's what it is. I can't really see his hand perfectly.
It is.
So
Rakasha Death Dealer.
Shahar in dire straits, but not dead. He's got a couple of turns to try and grossly outdraw Matt here before Matt pings him out. Oh, you can stop my 10-10 Hydra? That's okay, I have a second.
That's so cute.
Shahar's like, well, this is cute. All right, Shahar's got 2 removal spells in hand, and they don't do anything.
I cannot deal with your 10-10s or your 2-8.
Yeah.
Or 2-7.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is pretty much over now. It was a good game.
Yeah.
And, a lot of close decisions.
A lot of decisions in this game.
I really, really do like that one Alpha Abzan Charm turn by Shahar. I know that it would have won on the game, so it looks better in hindsight. But, Matt had all his mana before that, so he didn't have removal or creatures left in hand.
Right.
He would have definitely used them. So it was a good turn to just, put him dead if he draws a land. And if he draws a guy, it has to be a decent-sized guy, because you have a 5/3 and a 3/6, so it has to at least trade with one of those. Don't get me wrong, Matt's got plenty of guys that do. But if Matt happens to draw a small guy that doesn't or something...
Yeah, somehow Matt Costa outlasted all of Shahar's removal.
Yeah.
And plays a morph. He's just going to ping him. He's like, I'm not getting into combat here. There's no need for this. I am just going to finish you off with Archer's Parapet.
Yeah, because the only thing that he needs to happen is he attacks with both, Shahar regenerates, and somehow kills both of the Parapet and the Morph and kills him with the Death Dealer or something like that.
Right.
There's no reason for Matt to leave himself to that. I mean, I guess if he can kill the Parapet, then he doesn't have the ping anymore anyway, but...
Shahar extends the hand. Matt Costa 8-0 with his kind of utterly ridiculous deck.
Oh yeah, Matt's deck is a dream.
His deck would be unfair in almost anybody's hands, but then you put it in the hands of a skilled player like Matt Costa, it just seems unfair.
I've done a lot of sealed and seen a lot of sealed. That could be the #1 sealed I've seen in this format.
Wow.
I mean, counting all the matches I played on Magic